Hey guys, this is Eric from MtG 808 Junior. Before we start, just want to give a shout out to our Patreon and Facebook. It's gonna be down in the description below. Just click it and check it out. So, last time we had this deck, my Jund Reanimator, and it went pretty good. A little memey, but I enjoyed it. Just for an overview, we had Mire Triton to put things in the grave. We had lots of things to put in the grave. Thrill of Possibility, Cathartic Reunion, Honor the God Pharaoh. We did all of that just so we could put out Godzilla and Space Godzilla. And we'd bring them back using Bond of Revival. But Bond of Revival was our only Reanimator spell. We also had Farika's Spawn, so we could, kind of use our graveyard that we were milling to our advantage, and it's just constant recurrence, and the opponent has to sacrifice, so not too bad. But it looked like I was losing to aggro in mid-game, mid-range decks. And if I wasn't able to either put these in the graveyard or get my Bond of Revival, then I sort of just lose. So I did a little bit of updating, and we changed it from Jund to, here we go, Sultai. What kind of Sultai? The green is only for Godzilla. So let's just split it up. So M21 came with a lot of new cards. Mainly 3 new things. We have Obsessive Stitcher, which is kind of a variant of Bond of Revival. Although Bond of Revival doesn't give although Bond of Revival gives your creature haste and Obsessive Stitcher doesn't, it's still good to have more Reanimator spells. Also, using it being able to draw and discard helps us go through our deck and just rip it. Let's see. We took out Space Godzilla because I realized that Death Touch isn't really worth it, and we need Primal Champion just so we can have that trample, because trample is very important in this deck. If we don't have trample, then our opponents can just chump block us. But we replaced Space Godzilla with this card from M21, Waker of Waves. So it's another big boy, 7 mana, 7/7. It comes with the ability that your creatures that your opponents control get -1/-0, so it kind of stems off the bleeding. But more importantly, you can think of it as a spell. Because if you look at the bottom ability, you discard him from your hand and pay 2. And you look at the top 2 cards of your library, and you put one to your hand and the other to the graveyard. So not only does this card get discarded, but you also get to look at your deck and thin it out. Put stuff that you don't need right now and put stuff in your hand that you do need. Like, put a Reanimator spell in your hand and put one of these cards in your grave from the top to you look. The last card we added was Carrion Grub. So I said that we were losing mid-game. I think Carrion Grub is going to be good because it not only mills the top 4, which is what we're trying to do, but it also gets +X/+0, where X is the greatest power among creatures. So the biggest it can get is an 11/11, and it can sort of do a Godzilla impersonation by, during main phase, discarding Godzilla to cycle it and putting the trample counter on Carrion Grub, which then turns it into a 11/5 trampler. So kind of like Godzilla. And it's just good in mid game. I think it'll do better than Freaka Spawn. But with that, let's just go to the games. They currently have the Artisan format right now. You see I've been playing with other decks. There's Izzet Blitz. We might get to this one later. But right now we will do Edo Tensei Reanimator. Let's see how we do. And this time I won't forget. We'll just make it a little softer. Okay. So Looks like I'm going first. I think I can keep this hand. We added Discovery and Dispersal just so we can thin out our deck, and we have Crasher Waves, even though we can't cast it yet, or use its ability. I think we have enough time, so we will keep. So we'll start off with Jungle Hollow. We'll probably use Discover Dispersal just to see if we can grab ourselves a blue source. And looks like we have a ramp deck. I think we are going to be up against Temur Reclamation. If you haven't seen our... Kind of want that, but... that helps me draw. Okay. If you haven't seen our latest video, the top 10, we kind of figured out that Temur Reclamation might be the strongest deck. And you know what? I might actually just do this just to make sure. No, we are playing against a Gates deck. So I think we should get rid of... This shouldn't be a problem yet. That will probably be a problem, but this is a big problem. Because he's going to start drawing lots of cards. We'll probably get rid of the Guild Summit. I think I'm confident of getting a good amount of reanimation spells where Banishing Light won't be a problem. Oh. And he just plays it. Okay. But we got this. I think we'll start off with a Mire Triton to mill 2. Oh, that hurts. Okay. And we will pass. Oh, let's just see if we can redeem ourselves. Are we punished? Oh, not really. We can take this. Now you see we have the Carrion Grub Godzilla combo. We can just fire that off. But I think, especially with this, our main priority is to look for our reanimation spell. And there is one. We'll put this in the grave and we will draw this. I don't think I played a land yet, so we will cast Obsessive Stitcher. And I think I can come in for 2. I don't know, he might block. It's not like the Arboreal Grazer's doing much, right? Okay, I think we're in a decent place right now. And he should know what we're doing. But yeah, the Gates deck is really strong just because of this one card. It lets you just refill your hand really, really fast. And if I try to bounce it with Dispersal, it just might hurt me a bit, a bit more. Well, I have an idea. Gonna be 4, huh? I could kill it. We'll try this. Okay, so we have an 11-11. I think that's gonna bait out the Banishing Light. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking 16, but I think we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, that's fine. Oh, okay. Sure. Gonna draw. I'll discard. That is fine by me. We kind of got lucky with the Bond of Revival. Oh, I see. Yep. So coming in for 16. Might take a little bit of a miracle because yeah, that's not enough. It looks like they just got way more advantage than I did, especially with the guild gates or the guild summit. But we'll try that again. Okay, let's see. What are we up against? No clue. If we're going first, we do have this and we have this. We have these three to cast, but Godzilla might stay in our hand for a bit. And I'm not really sure how long it's gonna take us to get lands, but let's try it out. It's something you probably shouldn't keep, but I'll try it. Okay, so cast this, put 2 cards in the grave. Okay. It's not the worst. And it looks like we are against a Blitz deck, possibly. Hey, that's pretty good. But I might need to Heartless Act this now. Because if it gets counters, Heartless Act won't work. So next turn I can either cast Obsessive Stitcher or Carrion Grub. Stitcher will help me reanimate faster, but I already have Bond of Revival, so I might just Carrion Grub. Just because it'll bring out an 11-5. Yep, fine by me. I'm not exactly sure too if there's a big enough red spell to kill Carrion Grub, because I think most of the damage spells from Izzet are like 4 damage, I think. Lava Coil and whatnot, so we're gonna go and attack. And he chooses to block, which must mean he has an answer for the grub. I mean, if you don't have an answer to the grub, you need to have an answer. Oh, well, no. I want him to answer the grub. So it's a flash deck. I see. This must be the draw 2 deck. Nice. Okay. So I'll just cast Stitcher and pass. That was a very smart way to get rid of my creature. That's okay. I have another reanimation spell. No problemo. So we are going to take out Godzilla from the grave and attack for 11. So I think this deck is a bit more, I wouldn't say consistent, but a bit more sturdier, hardier. It's harder to respond to just because now there's 16 ways to get really, really big monsters. Or no, 12. I guess. There's the 12 reanimate, or there's the 8 reanimation spells plus Carrion Grub, which I think is just an incredible way to use it. Just making him really, really big instead of using him in a specific Graveyard Matters deck. Let's see how this game goes though. Okay, up against Dark Prologue. Yeah, this is a pretty solid keep. Okay. It's an aggro deck. Well, it looks like we have all of our pieces, but we don't have lands. That's the problem. I mean, we have 2 lands, but okay. I think we're gonna Discovery Dispersal next turn. Yep. It's like a very good either aggro deck or a sacrifice deck. You might remember Sean saying that sacrifice is really good, and I don't disagree. So we're gonna cast Discovery. I will gladly take a land and or cry. I get both. Can do this. Because I'm gonna put I think I have a choice between Waker Waves and Obsessive Stitcher, but I'll probably go with doing Waker so I can get my land the next turn. I don't know, I just really wanted to grub. But these tap lands have really been helping with my life. Oh boy. Okay. Well, we have Heartless Act. So I think we'll just start with the Waker. Yeah. See what land we get. If we get a land. If not, that'd be a little unfortunate, but hey, look, a land. We can have him sacrifice stuff and then Heartless Act it, because it gets +2/+0. Yep. Pass. Yep. Looking for his Whisper Squads. Next turn, if we get a land, we can Heartless or we can Bond a Revival. And let's see, I won't choose that. We'll wait till damage. We'll just kill it now. Kind of don't want to deal with Slaughter Priest. I'm okay with the 1/1s because if I Bond a Revival, I can just make them all 0/1s with Waker's ability. Is he sacrificing? Is he planning to give him... Huh. Maybe he thought that it gave it +1/+1 counters. I'm not sure. But we got a land, so I think we are going to go with the Bond of Revival route. Yeah. Because although... Nope. You're gonna block. Although Carrion Grub might be good, I think just giving it -1, -1 with that wide of a board is more important. Pew. Don't worry about me, just checking volume. Yep. Now his deck is kind of just now because of Waker. So he has to find a way to kill the Crasher, the Waker Waves. You can sacrifice one thing. I wouldn't mind just... Oh, I can't block anyway. Sure. I guess we can do Carrion Grub. We might be able to hit something. Doesn't hurt. Well, got a 2 something. That's fine. So this is why we need what's his name? Titanoth Rex. Without Titanoth Rex, we can't just push through all of this damage. Because having big boys are fine, but if they keep getting blocked, it's not that good. But next turn, I think we can do Carrion Grub again and just... Oh boy! Slaughter Priest. With Death Touch. So he's gonna probably get... First Strike 2 through his ability. That is definitely a thing. Could do that. We can be let's be a little cheeky. So we're gonna attack with everything. Hopefully he blocks. Oh, he didn't sacrifice. Fine. That's not a problem. It's not because I have like 3 different ways to reanimate it, and now I have 2 7/5s. Which might be an 11/11. We'll see. I have an 11/5 now. Good luck. And if I Bond Revival Godzilla, the 11/5s will turn to 7/5s, but that's perfectly fine for me. I do not mind. Oh, I mean, I would have blocked. Because that'd be a lot of damage coming through. He has lots of mana to sacrifice. I don't mind. Yep. It's pretty smart using the tap lands. I wonder if this guy has Mayhem Devil. Because, like, for sure Mayhem Devil's just really good. Why didn't you just sacrifice Whisper Squad? Very strange. Okay. Honestly, I think we can slow roll it. Let's just do this. Because how much do we have? I think we're gonna Heartless Act this, and then Bond of Revival. You're Bond of Revivaling the Waker Waves, because then he won't be able to deal any damage. Although Titanoth Rex would be good, but kinda don't wanna lose. Claim the Firstborn. You're gonna sacrifice it after, huh? Well, if you sacrifice it, I'm gonna say no. I like her. I'm gonna creep my granny. I like my crazy granny. What do you say to that, my good sir? Yeah. It's kind of hard, especially he couldn't see what my hand looked like, but it was pretty stacked. think we can do one more game. Yeah. I like this deck enough to do one more game. Let's play. Want to see if we can get to play Dimir Reanimator. Because that deck is definitely nasty. Okay. This hand is... My opponent's going first. This hand's fine. Yeah. Just need to grab land. Grab a land and hopefully grab a green. Those two would be great. Because we can do that Carrion Grub into Godzilla combo. Oh. Hoo boy. What is this? I think this is... It could be just an aggro deck. It could be Mentor. Conclave Mentor. It could be Auras. It's probably Auras. Okay. Because you'd probably need it to protect. I think... Kind of afraid if he has an Aura, then Cry wouldn't do anything, but I'll do just to make sure I get my third land. So I can Cry next turn. I have a bond already, I think. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so right now I think the biggest thing to be afraid of is probably some sort of aura. Okay. No, we're fine. Jungle Hollow. It's kind of junky that we're only getting tap lands, but that's fine. Let's see what kind of deck you're running. It might just be mono white. Or not mono white, but oh no, yeah. Yeah, you can't have all that glitters. That one's a little too good. I think that makes it a 4/4. Yeah, we can't have that. I'm gonna fight as one. That's fine. That's a really smart card. Okay. Sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. If you use it, it's not how it works. Please don't use Fight as one. Okay. Cool. So I think now's a good time to use Carrion Grub. I have enough for next turn to use Bond of Revival, and we can do the... Wow. We can do the Godzilla into attack. Oh, okay. But yeah, I think I just took out... Because of that one Crab Carnarium, I was just able to take out his entire strategy. Because that strategy kind of requires you to just use one creature. Like, put all of the enchantments on one creature and just attack. But if you get rid of the creature really quickly, then kind of can't play it. Kind of just lose. Which makes board wipes really good in that sense. This is a really good hand. Yeah, we'll keep. Like, we might not have a reanimation spell, but we have a big creature and we have Carrion Grub. It's good enough for me. Keep. We are up against a flash deck. Okay. That's more like it. Ooh. No, we're up against a Flyers deck. Okay. Do that next turn. So I don't think we need to worry about Yeah, we don't need to worry about mana. Right now we can just try and dig for a reanimation spell. Or, Titanoth Rex. There's lots of things we can look for since we got our green. Yep. That's a good one. I think I'm gonna have to kill it though. Okay. So, Trunga Hollow, gain a life. We are going to have to Heartless Act it. We can't allow that to get big. Yeah. Kind of had to do that just to get his Fairy Vandal in. Do you block? I don't think you should block. Yeah. So the biggest he gets is a 2/5 right now. I see. Well, there we go. Okay. That does not matter to me. We are going to try and race this man. Because I think that's the only thing we can do. I think I have 3 turns? Yeah, I have 3 turns. 3 turns, possibly 2 if he draws a card. Never mind. That is 16. I am at 1. Okay. I don't think I win, but I can do something cool. Yeah, good game. I think. No, at least make me feel like I did something. You win some, you lose some. Good job. That's really, really good burst. I think if he didn't play that card, it would have been a little bit different. But yeah, let's look at the deck. Just some final closing thoughts. So I think this deck got a lot more consistent, where we don't even need those draw and discard cards anymore. The like Cathartic Reunion and Thrill of Possibility. And simply having, especially Carrion Grub, I think Carrion Grub is the all-star, the glue that sticks it together. Because although Obsessive Stitcher and Bond of Revival are the cards that reanimate, this is what pretty much keeps you alive in between these two. Crasher of Waves is good, especially against wide boards, but I think this is just better than Space Godzilla, Void Beckoner, and keeping... Originally this deck was going to be green-black, splash for Obsessive, but now I think I see that having the trample is very, very important, especially Bond of Revival. Like doing that 11 damage and forcing them to respond to it is really, really good. But this deck is kind of rotation proof. Right now, as the deck stands, it loses Cry of the Carnarium and Discovery Dispersal. I think the card that we're going to miss the most is Discovery Dispersal. Just because you can dig twice into the grave and then draw the card, so you can just search. And that's just like what Waker of Waves does, but Waker does it better. And Cry, I think we have that in M21, kind of. we have, I think it's called Persistent Haze. Let's search it up. Yeah, we got Persistent Haze, so it gives all creatures -2/-2, or planeswalkers remove 2 loyalty counters. That doesn't really matter. But we have this which can replace Cry. The only problem being that Cry exiles the creatures and Persistent Haze doesn't, which isn't too big of a problem. But yeah, fun deck. I think it will be good going forward, especially with the cycle guys getting nerfed hard. But yeah, this is a deck I totally recommend. This has been MtG 808, and I will see you guys.